Good morning. Welcome to Juju's Journey. My name is Angela. My grandchildren call me Juju. My good friends also call me Juju. And my children sometimes call me Juju. A little bit about myself. I'm a widow almost for 7 months now. My husband passed away December 11th, 2024. And with that being said, I'm on a fixed income of $3,000 a month. I have never lived by myself. This is the first time since in my whole entire life that I've lived by myself. My husband pretty much took care of me and the children. I have 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy. They're all grown. They all have significant others. I have 5 grandchildren. 4 of my children live in my same town, and 1 daughter lives in another state with 1 grandson. But I just started selling again recently. I think I just said on eBay, and I made $444 in profit, and I've already taken 30% of that, tucked it away for taxes, and I'm going to use $444 to help me cash stuff. I'm 1 month ahead for $3,000. And so this month I'm going to try something new. It's 6 months I've been doing this. I started on January 1st. And so I want to bring you guys along on my journey. Hopefully this channel is not just going to be cash stuffing. I've got a lot going on in my life right now. And once I get over this camera shy nervousness, I might start actually doing other videos. But this is the second video that I've done. The first one was a complete bomb, but I posted it anyway. I don't even know how to do video editing, but I'm going to do some research. So I'm just going to play this by ear, and we're just going to jump right into it and get started, because I'm sure my phone's going to start ringing any minute now, because that's what my children, they check on their mama. I did this video last night, and somehow I recorded it in slow motion. So this binder is my bill binder. That means all of my monthly, every single expense that I have to have for the month of July is going to be in this binder. I'm leaving $3,000 in my checking account at the bank, and I've got $3,000 in cash here. And my goal, this is the first time I've done it like this, my goal is to, anytime I have a bank draft, I'm going to pull it and tuck the money aside. So next month, whenever I have to pull money from my monthly budget, I can subtract what I have here from what I have in the bank and keep $3,000 in my checking account at all times. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, Juju, that's me. I get $160 a month, and I do that in 20s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6. This is money I get to spend without thinking about where it's going. If I want to buy coffee, I'll buy coffee. If I want to buy ice cream, I'll buy ice cream. If I want to do something silly, I can just buy it without thinking about it. Groceries, I get $160 a month. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2. I'm sure you guys are thinking, how in the world can she eat for $160 a month? Well, I'm very fortunate that I live right next door to my daughter, and we eat lunch together every day with my other daughter who comes home for lunch. My daughter who lives next door, she's a stay-at-home mom. And so, anyway, I eat dinner at night with them as well. So I usually try to contribute 2 meals per week. But we also pull the ingredients that we already have. So we don't have, I may not have to buy 2 meats a week, but sometimes I may, and sometimes I may not. So dining out, we get 80, so that's 4 20s. I try to go out to eat once a week with one of my daughters. We usually do breakfast at a cute little breakfast place here in town on Saturdays. Miscellaneous gets 40, and that's going to be 4 tens. One day I'm going to have cute little binders, but right now I'm just starting, so I'm just doing the best I can. Lunch is going to get 80, 2, 4, 6, 8. I told you that we eat lunch every day together, so each of my two daughters and myself each put $20 a week into an envelope, and we buy all the stuff that we need to make lunch. Or if we have extra, we'll go and get lunch once a week. My Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance gets 112. So I've got 100, 110, and 2 ones. Let me see. I'm not old enough to draw Social Security yet. And so I'm just living on retirement right now. And I'm trying to live as frugal as I can so I don't have to touch money that could potentially take care of me when I get very old. Hopefully, 781. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my house payment. Hopefully, I won't have a house payment. I can get this knocked out one day. That's a goal. And 110. And 1. Okay. Let's count this again. House payment is 781. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50, 70, 80. 1. Okay, that's correct. Okay, we got water bill. Budget 80 for that. So we got a 50, a 20, and a 10. Electricity. I know this month is going to be horrible. We had one day with the heat index that was 115 degrees with the heat index where I live. And I have 2 heat pumps. One is very, very old. That's for upstairs. And I've been upstairs a lot. So I've been keeping it just as cool as I do the downstairs. Y'all, I have really tried. I've tried so hard to push it back and try to be frugal with my thermostat. But I can't go above 71 degrees. It's, this age of life in your 50s, you know what I mean, girls. We've got to be cool. I can't do the heat. 100, 200, 20, 36. Oh, I need one more dollar because it's 75 cents. But I'll find out in a couple of days what my next month's electricity bill is. And I'm sure it's going to be up there, guys. It's going to be probably $100 more next month. My phone bill is $60 a month, so I've got a 50 and a 10. And like I said, when these bills get drafted, I'm just going to pull from my envelope. Internet gets 63. So I got a 50, a 10, and 3 ones. And then checking fees, I think it's 9. Actually, I think it's cheaper, but I budgeted 9. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we've got $9 in checking fees. my service payment plan on my car is $101. So whenever my husband passed away, we had 2 cars, a truck, and both of the cars were actually convertibles. So I sold those, traded them in, and bought a very small SUV. And so along with that, I bought the service plan. And then I also bought a Scrubby subscription so I could, because I'm not going to go outside and just wash my car like my husband did. He enjoyed doing that. So I think that's important part of car maintenance. I wonder why. Oh, I can do it that way. 35. Okay. And then pets. This is for their monthly medication for fleas and ticks in their food and litter. I have 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a little tiny mutt. Cutest mutt I've ever had in my whole entire life. And I have 2 cats. So they get $125 a month. So I get 120 and a 5. I probably should break this down a little bit, but I can do that later. So this is the money that no matter what, in order for us, for my family, me and my pets, to have food, water, electricity, all the essentials are in this binder. So my next important binder, I always stuff from most important to the, I go down to what's not essential. Actually, this one's probably not essential, but I'm making this a priority. This is my grandchildren and children's binder. Each week I put $5 in their envelope so I can buy Christmas and birthday gifts. So grandchild 1, this is youngest to oldest. He's almost 9 months old. Actually, yeah, he is almost 9 months old. On the 6th, he'll be 9 months old. So he has $125. My next grandchild, he just turned 1, and he just had a big birthday. So I gave him $100 he didn't need a gift. He had over 100 people at his birthday. So I gave him $100 to go in his savings account. Grandchild 3, she's 5. She's about to start school. Her birthday's in October, so we haven't spent any of her money. So she has $125. This is the only grandchild that I have that lives out of state. He's so sweet. We talk pretty much on a daily basis. He has $125. His birthday's in February. Grandchild, this one's just graduated from high school. So he has, I gave him $100 for graduation. So we've got to build his back up. He only has $25. This is my daughter. This is my daughter and her fiance. They get $5. I do my children and their significant others together. This is the daughter that lives next door. She's going to get $5. Her husband's already had a birthday, so she doesn't have quite as much as everybody else. This is my son. His birthday's in July, so I already have his money for his birthday. I'll give him $100, or either I'll go buy him a gift for $100. It doesn't matter. This daughter just had a birthday last weekend, and I gave her cash because what she really wanted, we all decided to give cash so she could go buy it for herself. Her siblings gave her some cash as well. So that worked out. So we've got my children's binder stuffed. Now let's go to, this is the next important binder. Okay, I've got my little cheat sheet right here. My cash planning worksheet. Okay, so kids got stuffed. House taxes, it's already fully funded. So I have that in my savings account. Drawing interest, and I've already stuffed $1,200. And my house taxes are due in January. So my house insurance, I pay it once a year. My goal is to save up $3,000. I'm not sure. It's pretty much about that amount. Hopefully it didn't go up. I did overestimate in case there was an increase. So I'm going to stuff 50. I stuff $50 a week, not a month. House maintenance is getting 20. Whenever I took out of some of these to get my $3,000, because that was a really big goal for me to, at 6 months, be 1 month ahead. So I said I can completely rebuild like house maintenance. Car taxes, I just paid them when I got my car. So although they'll be due like next February and I'm going to have to build this up. But right now I'm just going to stuff $5 a week. And hopefully I'll get something fully funded and I can start really overstuffing this again. And hopefully my eBay shop will do better than it did last month and I can start stuffing more money towards these goals. Car insurance gets 50 a week. Car maintenance, this is for tires or things like that. Let me see. Car maintenance. I'm going to only stuff 5. We'll count how much money we have maybe next week. Emergency, I pulled that money to help with build my $3,000. I was so close, so I said, let's just do it at the 6 month mark. So I pulled emergency to help fund my $3,000. So I only have $10 in emergency right now. Medical, I'm going to stuff 15. Savings, I'm going to put 5. That was another one that I unstuffed to make my $3,000. Month ahead bills, of course I unstuffed that one as well. I'm going to put 5. Yearly fees. I just paid Amazon Prime. I did the yearly subscription and they took out last month, so I won't have that again until next year. So it's really for Sam's and Blink. I did unstuff that to go back in the bank to pay the Amazon. It was like $100 and some odd. I can't remember, for Amazon Prime. But I'm going to restuff it for Sam's and my Blink cameras. eBay, let's see. Oh, I'm going to put $5 a week. Although I kept the 30% for taxes, but I'm just going to try to get a little cushion in case I didn't estimate correctly. So when I file taxes, I'll have it. So that binder's completed. And now this is more of the fun binder. I'll explain in a little bit. So dollar savings on my cash wallet, what I normally do is the dollars I don't spend, I'll pull them and put them in the dollar savings envelope. And when it reaches $50, I'll take them and pull them and put them in my safe. Right now I have $550 in ones, and I save them in these cute little envelopes. I thought it would be fun to, I don't know. I may end up putting them in the bank to draw interest. That may make more sense. And my clothes is only going to get $5. I don't do a lot of clothes shopping, but when I do, I usually do it at one time per season. Entertainment is going to get 5. Personal care is going to get 10. Vacation is going to get 20. I'm fixing to go on a few days on vacation. I may make several trips back and forth and not stay for the whole week. Gifts is going to get 5. Although I have someone to take care of my pets, I just don't think my little dog would do good without me for a whole week. This is really vet bill for the year. You know, when they go for their yearly visit. I have, or maybe even emergencies. I don't want an emergency, but I want to be prepared if I can. That's going to get $10. Wish list, poor old wish list, is going to get 5. I'm trying to save up for a new computer. I feel like I can do more with a computer than I can with my iPhone. So I've got $210. It's going to take me a while. Maybe I'll sell some things on eBay and be able to get that computer sooner than later. Lawn and garden is going to get 20. I had this stuff, but all of our lawnmowers, between my husband's lawnmower and my son-in-law's lawnmower, they died. So we are without a lawnmower at the moment. So I had to pay somebody to mow my grass. So these binders right here, I'm going to stuff on a weekly basis because they're not, like if something were to come up, I don't want to have to unstuff my binder to pay something. I would rather stuff these weekly, and if I have to adjust my budget and maybe not stuff a particular envelope, then I can make that decision later. But of course, my monthly bills, they have to be stuffed at the beginning of the month because I have to have this money, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to do is take the rest of the cash that I have, and we'll use this every week to stuff my weekly binders to make sure that I have enough money to live off of. You know, I don't want to have to unstuff binders, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to stick this. I'm going to have to get a bigger little bag. But I'm going to stick this in this little, what is this, an Ipsy bag? Just something I had on hand. And we'll do our weekly stuffing with that next week. So, is there anything y'all can think of that I should do for a side hustle? I would really like to work from home. eBay's always been fun for me, so I really enjoy that. But I'm going to revamp upstairs and make it my studio. I've got to paint my walls. I pulled up the carpet. Oh, when you've lived in a house for 20 some odd years, well, actually almost 27 years, and you pull up carpet, it's not for the, and it wasn't nasty, but I mean, you still have like, what is that on your subfloor? It's like a little ring, but it could be whenever I was steam cleaning, because it's not upstairs was just mine and my husband's space. It's not like the children, you know, it was their bedrooms. And we didn't spill things up here, so I guess it's from steam cleaning the carpet. But instead of putting down hardwood floors, I think I'm just going to paint the floors. So I can, it's going to be a craft room. And then whenever I decide to sell the house, then I'll put hardwood floors in. And then they'll be new and won't be destroyed. But I've got to paint my room. I've got to do the floors. I've got to get it organized. And I kind of want to bring you guys along for that. And that's what my goal is for this channel. It's going to be Juju's Journey. It's about growth. It's about healing. It's about trying to be happy, trying to make the most of your life. because God didn't put us here to just, you know, not have a fulfilling life. He wants you to be fulfilled, and he wants you to be happy, and he also wants you to be compassionate, and he wants you to love each other, and he also wants you to work hard. He never promised that we were not going to have pain and suffering, but you know, we all know that once we're born, we're going to pass away. That's just a given. And sometimes it happens when we don't expect it. And that's unfortunate. But hopefully we can lift each other up and we can be there for each other. And this, once I get used to this camera stuff, it'll get easier. And we'll end up having a fun channel. But if you by chance watched, I'm the only person that watched my first video, just please hit that subscribe button. Help a girl out, and we'll get through this together. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.